I had the great good fortune and pleasure to see the photographs made by Ziga for his upcoming publication. It's a book regarding photographs of many musicians from different time periods, and I was very much impressed and touched very deeply by his work, and one of the things that impressed upon me was that photography, like music, dance, other forms of visual arts, poetry, is truly one of the sacred arts, And what I mean by sacred is that it has the potential and the capacity to capture the depth of human expression and emotion in the moment, in the moment. And I find that the principles of photography and music are very similar in capturing the depth of the moment. Also in capturing what we call the silence. Because in music sometimes what happens in between the notes or in between the beats is the most poignant aspect of the deep emotion that's going on with the players and with the photographers. There is that moment where they do press the flash, but then there's that moment where they're viewing through the camera and they don't press, because something else is happening that can't always be captured in that moment when they're actually looking. They have to wait sometimes, and then they press, and then they capture it. But this particular book is a very extraordinary one because it's capturing all these various artists and musicians from different genres of music. So that shows the universal scope of the authors of the work also. It's not just jazz or folk music or blues or something like that. They're capturing all the various genres, which made a strong impression upon me also because that's what I like to do with my musical exploration. I'm very interested in all of the genres of what we might call the great tradition within the musical scope of the world. And he has captured, that scope with the photography of this new book that he has coming out, because it also it's encapsulating musicians from different parts of the world, from different cultures, different languages, different viewpoints, but all within the space of that single shot, and you see so much emotion, on the faces of those who are captured, in their bodily postures, and sometimes the way a hand gesture might be. So I'm very thankful to be able to speak about this just a little bit, and I hope that this work will have just the strongest impression on others as it's had upon me, and it will inspire others also to continue in this work, to continue to capture the essence of humanity, because that's what I feel it's really about. It's about capturing the essence of humanity through these various artists from different parts of the world. But it takes also a special artist, a special being, to be able to capture that. And he has done that in this work, in this beautiful book. Yeah, and I'm very grateful to have been able to witness the pre-publication of it.
Thank you, Hamid.
Yes.
Yesterday when we were talking, you said you answered somehow with what you were saying now already somehow, but maybe we can put this more together. You said that you feel it very personal and very emotional. Why is like that?
Oh. I felt a very deep personal feeling and deep emotion regarding these photos, these works, because it's interesting. In each shot, I saw some aspect of myself. and it was each shot. It touched a different part of my being. First of all, it went straight to the heart, you know. And secondly, when I was looking at these photos, I began to feel different physical, you know, sensations going through me, as though I was the one, you know, that was being shot. Although he was shooting these various individuals, but it's a strange feeling. I felt as though I was them. So maybe it kind of shows that as human beings, there is this, in reality, there's this non-separation between us. And if we can see ourselves as non-separate from each other, if we can see that in essence we are the same, you know, perhaps that might also go towards solving some of the vast problems and difficulties that we're suffering from, that humanity is suffering from in the time that we're living in now. Today we have the capacity through various technology and the arts to show this, to show the oneness of humanity and to bring people together. It's never been a time like this that we have now, and I hope that our efforts with these arts will continue to be a standard bearer in showing the oneness of humanity and the capacity that we have as human beings to transcend, dissolve, and overcome our various difficulties and problems that we seem to be facing. But something like photography, along with music, by seeing and by hearing, you get a chance to witness all of these various similarities and likenesses, more the similarities than the differences that various people have. And I know that this work, this photojournalistic work, will be one of the things that will aid in that great endeavor.